Pedro, what's going on, buddy?
It stays wet, very wet. Yeah,
Oh,
the Knicks
gross.
called me. They called me. That was part of that package deal. I said, "Nah, I'm too busy making YouTube videos. I can't play." But yeah, man, happy to be here. Always with my friend Hannibal. Got Hector in the chat, a fellow New Yorker, but now he's in Houston. But
Yeah, he
I
still
want to
reps.
hear.
He reps the Knicks. I
Yeah.
mean, they better be because they just dropped their life savings and cashed out their 401k to get OG. So yeah, and they did re-sign OG as well, which was a concern, at least for me. I don't understand these contracts anymore. Like, I don't understand how
They're
much
all
you
big.
should be paying someone. I don't. I think we're getting old. Like the numbers are so astronomical that he signed a 5-year, $212 million. Is that inflation
I don't
or
know what's going on, bro.
okay? So
Listen,
it's weird
I'm
you out
happy
too.
they signed him though. They got him. That was a big. You guys needed to get OG. You said it yesterday, right?
Yeah.
You got. I mean, if they get Bridges and give away everything, and I'll get into my idea why I think they did it. But if you don't also sign OG, it's for nothing, right? So this is a
Yeah.
big
The
signing for them. So that's
the
good.
the Knicks didn't start rolling until he got on the team. Like they were kind of I
Yeah.
felt like they were like a 50-50 team. Hector will correct me if I'm wrong. And they were just a team, like, they were doing a little bit, but then once they got him,
Yeah.
they started to roll. They started to get it. And
They play better defense. That's what changed,
absolutely.
in my opinion. They started playing better defense, and then Brunson kind of carried the load offensively after that point, and that's when they kind of took off, in my opinion.
You could think Scotty Martin. I'm looking at how much he got paid. I'm like, who is that guy? And I maybe I'm not an NBA expert like my boy here, Pedro. Like, I'm looking at the draft real quick. I actually was running around. I sat down to eat, turned it on. It was like half an hour in. I'm looking
Yeah.
at all these names. No idea who any of these people are. I'm like,
Yeah.
who? The first guy is a Frenchman. No clue.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Yeah.
The Duke player that has the social media following, I think he went to the 76ers. I kind of know him.
Yeah, he went 16 to the Sixers. Rob Dillingham went to the Spurs, but then he got traded. He's from Kentucky. The Shepherd kid, the third pick, I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero-ish, He's
Okay, so serviceable.
Yeah, serviceable. But this is a very weak draft. This is one of the historically, I think over the last 30 years, somebody said, right? This is a very weak draft to where picks 1 through 12 are kind of like interchangeable. Like there's not a true number one. So it's interesting. A lot of trades and happening, I think, because of that reason. A lot of big signings because of that. The draft this year is really weak. Isn't going to be much better next year. A lot of international players got drafted. I think 3 or 4 guys from France. Like, it's been crazy, but nothing, nothing shocking. But
I hope that this is a draft that is underwhelming right now, but a lot of surprises will come. Because I don't know any of these people.
Yeah,
like at all. That's odd. And Bobby said he watched the NCAA games. He don't recognize them either. So maybe that's the reason why we'll talk about the Knicks and what they did. Maybe they kind of thought this draft is terrible, man. This next 2, 3, forget it. Let's go 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. But like you said, this guy's getting a Scotty Barnes. Like who? $225 million.
He's good. He's good, but he ain't that good.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, man. This money's getting nuts. I don't. What's Victor Wembanyama gonna get? What's he gonna get?
I would give him if he stays healthy.
He's getting $1
billion. And he becomes as dominant both sides of the ball.
He's getting $1 billion.
You have to, right?
Right. What are you
some crazy like that guy from the Dodgers type stuff.
Yeah, he's so young. You can basically say after his rookie deal in a couple of years, if he's still healthy, he's progressing he's going to be dominant on defensively for sure. But if he continues to get that 3 ball, gain another 10 pounds here and there, he could be dominant on both ends of the floor. What are you going to give him? He said, here, 15 years, $1 billion.
Something like that.
That's what it's going to amount to be.
Especially if the man can stay healthy, because I thought he's very, very thin. Chet Holmgren hurt himself in the first, I guess his I guess, or you call it official rookie season or unofficial, whatever it is. He
Yeah.
got hurt. He was out for the year. He came back. He looked stronger too. So like both of them, you think, okay. But yeah, I don't get these contracts. I think it's inflation a little bit, and we're out of touch.
I think I'm definitely out of touch when it comes to the money and what these guys are making compared to when I was growing up watching. I remember like one of my favorite baseball players growing up from Chicago, Ryan Sandberg. He's second baseman, really good defensively. Had 1 year where he hit like 40 home runs as a second baseman, which in baseball at that time in the 90s was unheard of. Yeah. And he had like $1 million. They signed him like $1 million contract. And I remember thinking that was on like Sports Illustrated. It was a big deal. And we're talking $1 million, Hannibal.
Yeah.
Like that. Now these guys are making that in a day. Some of these balls, I mean, right. It's crazy, man. It's nuts, man.
It is nuts. And so it's hard. I don't know. And maybe you guys may have a better idea of how much. I used to know that, where you would see a sign and you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But just not these numbers, and now they signed that big giant deal, billions of dollars. So I guess they earn it. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I'm just the money is just a little too weird and off for me now. But when they sign $1 billion deals, the players should get as close to that as possible. So
yeah.
I at least I trust the Raptors, because I remember when they gave Pascal Siakam a lot of money. I'm like, what the hell? Who the hell's he actually played? Well, I don't know if he's doing it now, but he actually was meeting that contract at one point.
Yeah. Well, now he helped them win a championship. So I think as a team, if you win a championship, and we'll bridge this to the Knicks, I'll give my opinion and I'd love to hear yours. I think if you win a chip, the more money's going to come in. It doesn't matter how much you pay these guys, because that's like it right. Kind of pays for itself, right? Yeah. If you win a championship or two. But the Knicks, man, I mean, okay, think about it like this. Like the Boston Celtics just won. The Celtics did it with a team that was very versatile. You got 2 superstar wings. You had good defense, good point guard. You got Derek White. All these guys can defend and shoot the three.
Very deep. Deepest team in a minute.
The Knicks are copying the Celtics. Hector, I don't know. That's no shade, but that's what they're doing. Because what's going to happen now is on the floor, you can play small ball. You can put OG at the 5, depending on who you're playing. Mikal at the 4. And then put in Brunson, DiVincenzo, Hart, Randall. What are you going to do with him? We haven't mentioned him. He's an all-star, multiple-time all-star. So they're going to where everybody on the floor can defend and shoot the 3, and it's versatile. So I think they're trying to take a page out of the Celtics book, and they're saying, hey, we're basically forging the next 4 or 5 years. We want to win a championship in the next 4. We got to win one in the next 4 years. Right. That's how I look at this move. If they don't do it and they become bad and these guys don't perform, it could look bad, because then you got no draft picks. So then you can win a championship in the next 4 years. That's realistic. I think as a Knicks fan, I think that's realistic. You could also be mediocre to bad for the next 12. So they're really going for it. But I think
Knicks fans are used to being bad for a long time, so that wouldn't be that much of a it's pretty par for the course. Now, yes, down there actually pretty good. Hector is like, how do you feel? I know you're hurting. I speak for Knicks fans anyway when I say we will welcome you with open arms. You know what? Let's talk about the Nets. Listen.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, if you're getting multiple first round picks, 4 unprotected for Mikal Bridges, that's pretty good. I mean, some people think the dude robbed the Knicks. The dude, was it Sean? What's the general manager for the Nets? I should know this. Sean Marks. Let me make sure I got it right for the Nets. I mean, I know Hector probably typed it in already. Yeah, Sean Marks, which he's been there for a minute. He had a team, then it blew it up because Kyrie and Durant wanted to show up.
Yeah,
and he had a pretty decent playoff team. Nothing like, he had Jared Allen. I think he had D'Angelo Russell. He had a few, it was a cool team to root for. Mm-hmm. And then they said, we want to show up. And they said, well, F all that. And then they said, well, I want to, I think, who said, who want to leave first? Harden's like, I'm done. Yeah. They brought in Ben Simmons. They need to trade his ass. Oh, they need to trade him, but I don't think anyone wants that contract or him.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you and Hector a question. Ben Simmons, says, "Hey, I want to play on the Knicks. I see what y'all got going on there. I don't need to play a lot of minutes. You don't have to pick. I want to be on the Knicks. I want to go to the other New York.
No.
Do you want Ben Simmons even?
Absolutely not.
Oh damn. Okay.
The guy doesn't want to play ball, or there's something chronically wrong with his body or his mind. Either or, he needs to lead the Knicks. He needs never going to the Knicks. He needs to get traded. And I think that he's on a trading block. I think even Cam Thomas, like they're doing full fire sale, whatever. We got to rebuild. You're not gonna, we lost to Durant and Kyrie and all those people. Rebuild. So I think for the Nets, fantastic. We could definitely rebuild. But the Knicks. But the fact that you said that this addition, because also I thought if they bring Mikal Bridges on, they would have had to give up somebody, right? Yeah. I would assume Mitchell Robinson had to leave, and I was going to assume maybe like they had to put out plays they didn't want to give away. It's funny. I wouldn't buy a glizzy from Ben Simmons, so would you?
When you say glizzy and Ben Simmons,
7 foot tall dude just saying a gang and now
when you say glizzy and Ben Simmons in the same
and there's nothing about that. I wish he could just speak. I wish he would, even if he was like mad, it just talk, like express yourself. He just sits there, doesn't say anything. We don't know how he feels.
He's weird. I think he's just he's a young, good looking dude that's got a lot of money, and he don't want to play ball. He ain't got the eye of the tiger. He ain't. Where's he from? Hold up. He's Australian or something.
Australian.
Yeah. He wants to be on a surfboard with Margot Robbie, man. And I don't blame
But at one point, he was a top 10 player.
No,
for a minute. Yeah.
No.
At the height of him and Embiid in there,
he tripping.
The dude was the guy. He was able to. At one point, he was not that scared of driving to the basket. He was able to drive to the basket as easy as, not easy as LeBron, but he was up there. The guy's 7 foot.
Yeah.
And he was able to pass the ball.
I mean, no, you're right. He was very, very good. Never top 10 in my book. I do remember the guy.
Let me do a little chat GPT. Let me see. Was Ben Simmons ever top 10?
I remember the guy, Colin Coward, I think. He had a tape a couple years back saying, Ben Simmons had a good month or something. He's like, all right, LeBron, we don't need you anymore. All right, this guy, Ben Simmons is taking over.
Yeah. I've heard things. People get crazy. At one point they said Colin Kaepernick was supposed to be better than. I think he said that. Colin Cowherd said he was going to be as good as Aaron Rodgers or some nonsense.
Yeah.
Or we all kind of get a little excited in our pants. Yeah. Let's see. Probably not. Maybe I'm a little too excited. I kind of remember he played really good.
No, he was good. He was an all-star couple times, I think, right? But he ain't never top 10.
Yeah, he was named all defense first team in 1 year. Yeah. He was in his consideration to be a defensive player of the year.
Yeah. All
right, maybe not top 10, but he was there.
He was good. He could have been. He should be, because he has all the tools, the size, skill. If he had any kind of jump shot, I think he'd still be in Philly, and him and Embiid and the guard that they got, Maxey. I mean, that would be something else. But
the dude didn't want to shoot free throws. Like he got the yip, so he just and it got in his head so bad. Like now the back is just hurting all the time. And is it really hurting? I'm like, you can't question someone's pain tolerance, but it's a bad look. So hopefully they can. Maybe he needs to go somewhere else. He could ball out here. There's no expectations. The team is terrible.
Yep.
Maybe that's a plan for the Nets. Let him look really good, then trade him. When he's like, okay, Ben Simmons looks like he can actually play basketball.
Yeah.
Maybe then.
We'll see.
But yeah, I like what Hector's saying about chemistry and analytics. That's 100%, right? I mean, they basically recreated the Villanova team years later. They won a championship. They understand what it takes. The Knicks would have been in the finals if it wasn't for injuries.
You think
Eastern?
Oh, the Eastern Conference. Yeah, yes, I agree. Okay, yeah, they would have been.
The way the ball suits, the way balls. I know Hector does not agree. Hector believes if the team was healthy, they would have beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
I don't know. The way Drew Holiday was the X factor to me, that he was playing on such a high level. Then you have Jaylen Brown, you have Tatum, then KP come out of nowhere. He got hurt later on. You still got Holford. You got it was just too much.
Yeah, I will say
They would have to be super healthy for it to be competitive.
Yeah, I think the moves the Knicks made though align them closer to the Celtics, and the Celtics just won the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
So this is this is good. Like the Knicks are they're bridging the gap, and if these guys all play well together, if they I guess they're going to keep Randall. If Randall comes back, that's Randall's in the starting five, and then you got Josh Hart coming off the bench, as Hector's saying. But in the fourth quarter, you're going to have Hart playing big minutes because that's what he does, and that's going to be a team that can compete with the defending champions. So it's a good move, but it's kind of a coin flip, and they're saying, okay, we're going to flip it. Heads, we're going to be contending and in the finals and possibly winning. Tails could be we're bad for the next 10 years. We gave away our future, and you're Jalen Brunson away from getting hurt, and then that team being really bad. So. It's going to be interesting, but I love the buzz. When New York is good, playing at the Garden, okay, it's good for the NBA. And there's a lot of young talent in the league right now, a lot of good teams coming up. The Spurs are going to get better. They drafted Castle, the guy from UConn. I love that pick to pair with Victor. So the NBA is going to be good. It'll be better if New York can stay good for the next 4 or 5 years, and I think we'll probably see that.
I think I don't know if it's a win-win. I think the Nets definitely got. I feel like they had more. You're getting 4 picks, first-round picks. You can trade them. You can hold them. You have Nets did very well.
Yeah.
But the Knicks are playing for now, and I appreciate the aggressiveness. And this is not as annoying as usual when you bring a superstar, they trade everyone that's there, and then now the superstar by himself trying to figure it out. I like it. I think. You got another guy who has good defensive skills. He's a decent 3-point shooter. I think he's I would say reliable. Like you said earlier, durability. The dude hasn't stopped, sat out of game. And I saw some memes about this streak ending playing for Thibodeau. Hopefully Thibodeau can kind of chill out a little bit because it's more of a balanced team. What are your thoughts about his ability to creating offense?
Bridges
off the dribble. Like, do you think that's a weakness of Bridges?
Yeah, I don't think he's not that guy, but I don't think they need that. Brunson does it really well. Hart can create a little bit. Bridges he's going to stretch the floor. He can put it on the floor. Once he gets his post moves a little bit better, I think he's going to be working on that because of his size. I think Knicks will need that, but he's not a guy that's going to create a shot on his own. You know what I mean? Like he's not that kind of guy. He's a spot up shooter, good defender. He's going to fit in with the Knicks really well. The key to me is going to be what are they going to do with Randall? How does he come back? What do they do with that? And can OG stay healthy?
That's the biggest what if, right?
Let's say OG misses 10 games because of load management. And he tweaks the ankle. He misses 3 or 4 here. But if he only misses about 10, the Knicks are going to be dangerous. But the OG thing is going to be big, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Oh, and OG's young, so I don't know what So he could just be one of those people that have the injury issues.
Yeah.
The reason why I thought about Mikal and his offense because I thought watching the Knicks when Brunson's not playing is like shit. What we got now? So it'd be more of like if you had another guy that can create off the dribble, you can give Brunson more time to chill. Yeah. But also, like you said, if Randall able, because Randall can create. I mean, I feel like still a little bit of a black hole, but at least they can run the offense through him.
Yeah.
And Brunson can sit down. I think he played a lot of minutes, and Tom Thibodeau don't care about that. So he's gonna.
But you know what's good about this team? They're young. Randall's not as much young, but these other guys, a lot. DiVincenzo, Hart, Brunson, these guys
early mid-20s. Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, so they got a young team. So Thibodeau might look at these boys and say, "Hey, we got a couple years. Let's go. I'm gonna ride y'all. Let's go win a championship. I ain't worried about low management. I don't care if your knees hurt a little bit. Let's go win a championship and do whatever the fuck we want after." So, and he's got a squad that could do it. They're young. So, the Tom Thibodeau thing could actually help them in some ways. But guys like Hart and Brunson did play too many minutes last year.
Way too many.
way too many. So the Bridges will actually help because this guy obviously has a history of being healthy, can play a lot of minutes, doesn't ever miss a game. He's super reliable. Plug him in, boom, 40 minutes a game, whatever it is. So this is a really good sign. They gave away a lot. I feel like you're a little reluctant to call this an A signing, like give it a grade. I feel like you're reluctant because of all the picks. Is that a fair thing?
Yeah, I think so. And maybe it's like similar to the money that's being spent on these players. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe this is what they're worth. Like, I mean, I'm looking at Mikal Bridges' stats. Is what 20-something game, 21 points a game, like 21.
Yeah,
that's 5 picks.
I think they got 6, didn't they?
There's a lot of picks.
There's a lot.
I'm talking about at least the unprotected first round.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah,
I mean, it's a whole lot of picks. It's a whole lot.
19.6 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 3.6 assists.
Yeah, but when you add that in, when you add a balanced guy like that, that's reliable, can play D, has a little bit of height and size, which the Knicks kind of lack when they got DiVincenzo, Hart, and Brunson on the floor, and they have that a lot, right? They sometimes lack with that rebounding and things like that. I think, with the exception of Hart, he's a good rebounder. I think that when you add a guy like that, we'll round up a little, 20 points or whatever it is. Then Brunson ain't got to ball out. He don't have to do the 40-point games in the playoffs like he was doing. He doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, Brunson should average in the regular season. He's going to get about 25, 26. You don't need him to get 30 because you're going to get this guy. Bridges is going to give you 20. Hart's going to give you 15, 16. DiVincenzo, 15, 16. That's a balanced attack. OG is going to give you 10, 12 points a game, 10 rebounds, a block, 2 steals. Like, it's balanced. Randall, if he's playing, Randall's 20 points too, right? So they got a balanced attack. So it's, the 20 points just from him doesn't concern me necessarily because you're plopping them in with guys that can score. Now you just don't have to have Brunson doesn't have to do everything. So
you're saying the value of or what you have to give up is not necessarily the player. Well, it is a player, but at the same time, it's that particular player you need for that team right now.
Yeah.
So you're willing to pay what is worth to pay. What you're saying?
I think so. I think they took advantage and everything was just the stars and moon aligned. This is our guy. The Villanova connection, the chemistry. These guys are all friends off the floor. Like they're trying to build something over there, right? Yeah. And I think this was a piece that just kind of fit in perfect. So they said, "Fuck it, here, take the house because this is exactly what we need." I think that's how they looked at it, and for me, that makes sense.
Do you think this squad healthy can beat Boston?
No. Not right now, because Boston just won and they look dominant, right? I don't care if people are like, "Oh, this guy was hurt." Doesn't matter. They dominated for the most part.
Yeah, I mean the Mavs. I thought had been more of a closer matchup. And I know some people thought that if the Denver got there, it would be a different story. I would hope so because it was the Celtics just ran over the Mavs. You would hope that that Denver or Minnesota would have put up a better fight, but it was dominance. The whole season was dominant.
Yeah.
So
I think, my answer would change or it'd be a little closer if it was like if Boston, one of the Boston guys would get hurt or something, or if they just ball out, if Mikal Bridges goes from playing 20 points, now he's scoring 30 and it's like 30 from Brunson, 30 from Bridges, and they're just like lighting the league on fire. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. So like Hector may not be in New York, but he's definitely in New York right now.
Listen.
They're destroying them.
Listen, I got to give Hector a little credit because last year, before the NBA even started, he was on the Knicks and he was like, "Hey, if we do this." So Hector's been on that train of like, "Hey, the Knicks got the players that could do it. I like how this guy's playing." And the GM, man, he made some great moves in the middle of the season. Yeah. Obviously, right now with they've really had a plan in a similar way like OKC has been doing with the Spurs.
Yeah, usually your best GMs are OKC if it's the same guy. If it's the same guy that's been there since Durant and Westbrook, the guy's amazing. Sean Marks is good. He had a decent team, but when Durant comes and says, "I want to play for you," you just take it, and then hopefully it worked out, and clearly it did not.
Yeah.
Did Bronny get picked? Hold on. Let's look at the.
I want to ask you
so far.
Look it up. I really think Thibs would be great for Bronny. He's a great with point guards as combo guards. Yeah, Bronny wouldn't be a fit for the Knicks necessarily. I mean, some people had him going in the second round, like the 50th pick or 55. Like, I don't think he's going today. But
how dare they? LeBron is running the league. Pick his boy. Pick his boy. What's going on here?
Let me tell you what. So do you think the Lakers? I think the Lakers have a pick that's around in the 50 range. Do you think the Lakers take Bronny James? Do you think that?
Nah, probably not. They're like, listen, we already looking goofy with this JJ Redick thing. How about listen? He got to figure out on his own. And I think Bronny. You know what? I'm just guessing. I'd rather play on my own. But maybe he feels different. Maybe he wants to be around his father all the time. I'll be honest, LeBron wasn't around a lot. Obviously, he's an NBA player, right? So maybe there'll be opportunity to be with your father. But I know he's in their lives. But you know what I mean? He travels. He's an athlete. But would you want to play with your father professionally? Probably. Like you hanging out with the locker room. You hanging out with the guys. You want to talk about women, and then your father's standing there looking at you. Like
probably. I think. I mean, if you look at least what we see, what we're shown about LeBron and his sons and how he's in their lives, and basketball is a big part of what they do, and they're training together. I'm sure he probably would like that for.
But Bronny can't go to, even though he's not old enough. But you know how these NBA players, he can't go out to the club. It's like, yo, Bronny, we're gonna go out to the club. We're gonna have some little fun. And LeBron's father's staring at him with the steely eyes, like he has to go back to home.
Bro, when you Bronny James, your age is not gonna keep you away from the club.
But that's what I'm saying. So like LeBron would definitely wouldn't allow that because that's his kid, and how he's very protective over him. So I'm feeling like LeBron would like to have be his own man. At least what I would prefer to.
You're saying you wouldn't want to be on the coattails of your dad. Basically, you want to forge your own.
Yeah. Which he's already dealing with that anyway, right? The only reason why he's there because he's even being talked about because he's LeBron James' son. I'm sure he gets a lot of his last name. I mean, his name is LeBron James.
Yeah.
They asked him, are you going to name your kid LeBron James III? He said, absolutely not.
I think he's going to be G League. He's going to have NBA minutes under his belt at some point. Bronny James will be an NBA basketball player at some point. So it was this year or a year from now or whatever. Yeah. It's going to happen. Do I think he's going to be great? No. Do I think he's going to be his comp is some people are saying he's like a Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is a potential Hall of Famer. Like, I don't know if he's that. I don't know if he's Defensive Player of the Year caliber.
Yeah. He apparently he's a good defender, but not like he's solid. He's not.
Yeah, he's not Drew Holiday. So I think the comparables are a little high for him, but I think he's going to be in the NBA. He's going to play minutes. He's going to get some buckets, and I think that's going to be fun to watch to see how far he goes. So.
Yeah, Cactus says JJ Redick signing is 100% tampering, but I can't say anything because Bridges trade was also considered. Definitely. And Joe Hart, like, yo, I can't believe this. Yo, Bridges for the first time hit my line. Like, we mean for the first time? You've been talking the whole time. You think it's stupid? Fool. Stop talking.
The tampering thing's all weird with sports,
I mean, it's business. Just don't be loud with it. Like, don't get yourself caught. Communicating and doing something on your line. But I was looking at the draft board. I don't know, Pedro, if you said a few names that you recognize. So you got the French guy. And this is the thing that's interesting about this. I don't know if you guys can see this. They said that his projection, he projects more as a long-term role player. Why on earth are you then why are you drafting him? If the projection, and this is just NBA stuff. So maybe that team feels like, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Projection for a long-term role player?
He's number one pick projected to average 6 points a game. Probably.
His skill set is Michael Porter Jr., which that's not bad. Cameron Johnson, Kelly Oubre. Yeah, those are role players. You drafted number one.
But there was nobody else. I mean, there were some names. There's a big dude from Purdue, Zach Edey. He went like 8th or 9th. I think he went to
Grizzlies. 7'4", 300 pounds. He don't move as fluid as Wemby, I'm assuming.
No, he doesn't. But he's big. He's very skilled too.
Yeah,
good. Actually,
good footwork.
He's good, but he was 2-time back-to-back National Player of the Year. and he doesn't get drafted one because his game doesn't really evolve to the NBA. He doesn't have a 3-point shot. He's a big, little slow, right? But yeah, there's no names in this draft. That's why you're taking a guy say, well, maybe he's projected role player, but maybe he could pop and be like some crazy whatever. But that's usually a guy that gets drafted like in the second round or a late first round pick that might exceed expectations. But this draft is kind of weak, man. So
yeah, I mean, it said projection. The traditional center is a endangered species in the NBA.
Yeah.
Definitely with that size, that move. They're saying that it's possible he can be a starting level center like Zubac, which all right. I mean, and if he improves his rebounding, which is not good, he should be really good rebounding. He could be Steven Adams. Yeah, that's not like lottery pick.
Nothing special.
Language.
No, it's not. He doesn't rebound. You're right. It's a good point. He doesn't even jump when he gets aboard. So that's part of. He doesn't have like a vertical. He's so big he doesn't need to jump when he dunks. It's very weird to watch him play. But when you're playing college and everybody else is a little smaller than you,
right? The athleticism not they. If you're not jumping with these giants here, you're not. You're gonna get pushed around, or you're too slow. So hopefully he can get that conditioning going. Listen, we talk about a lot of Knicks. Let's talk about the Bulls. Let's see what the Bulls draft. They draft 11. Matas Sobilas. Am I pronouncing that right?
I don't even know.
G League Unite 6'9", 197 pounds. He's a Lithuanian American who grew up in Chicago, so local kid.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up.
Bulls, trouble. The Bulls are in trouble. We got the Josh Giddey guy that dates 13-year-old chicks. DeMar DeRozan's.
Yeah, I forgot. What you thought about that trade? I mean, it was too.
Too one-sided.
Did so you rather have kept Caruso, obviously.
100%. Caruso's better player, but it's a good change of scenery. OKC, Alex Caruso is going to do fantastic for OKC. Josh didn't have a role on that team once SGA just progressed and took for what Josh was supposed to do. There's no role for him. He barely played in the playoffs, so he needed to change the scenery. So it's good for him. I hope we get the Josh that we all expected when he got drafted. But I mean, his game's just it's good. He's very skilled overall. He can do a lot. He could produce at a triple-double rate, but he just doesn't have. He lacks some offensive game, in my opinion. Right. Passer, but he can get to the bucket, but he can't. He tends to not create to score. He creates to get somebody else to score, which can be good. But the Bulls need scoring. We got the Kobe White guy to guard. He's good. He's basically
he's good.
But I don't know. The Bulls
not feeling it. Not feeling it. Okay.
They're in trouble.
So you don't think this guy's gonna come out of nowhere? 6'10". Excellent ball handler for his size. He can finish with authority. But also has a solid touch for his floaters and step backs.
Sure. Yeah. Did he write himself?
Well, I don't know who wrote this. Maybe this guy's a fan. He's 20 years old, Pedro. Come on.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's young. That's...
Yeah.
And what's funny is this kid's he's 20. He's gonna come in. He's gonna make over $100 million in the NBA probably. As long as he's bad, he's gonna make $100 million.
If you can do something really, really well. And I thought usually to get that kind of money, you got to do all different types of things well. Now just do one thing really well, and it contributes to a winning situation. Great rebounder, great defense player, great scorer. One of those things.
Look at Rudy Gobert, the French guy from the Timberwolves. He plays defense and block shots really well, and look how much money he's made. He's going to wind up making like $500 million in his career. It's
that trade to get him was ridiculous, and I guess that's what I'm saying. I think we are out of touch. We don't get it. At least I don't get it. I don't know if you get it.
Need some of that money, but I just don't get it.
Need that money, but I don't understand. Values of picks are different. To me, it seems like picks are lower value now because I'm looking at players that they give the picks for.
Yeah.
Or like you said, the value of money. Hector says, well, look at Scottie Barnes. Because that's what happens when one player gets the bag, every other player, especially the ones who are better than that player, saying, well, Scottie Barnes got this. So, you can't argue that. You're like, yeah, you're right.
Well, I think now we got to remember, we've talked about it before, but these TV deals and all the money that these teams are making, they just have more to spend. They have more to give. And they're looking at the way teams are making money is different than it was in the 90s and 80s. Like people were reading about the game in the newspaper back then, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they were watching.
Definitely.
If you're not watching it, you couldn't watch every game. You only watched your local game. So the exposure of all these sports is just a million times over than it was just even 20, 30 years ago. So it's the money's there, and these guys that bought these teams. Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys for a few million or whatever it was, and the team's worth like $4 or $5 billion, something crazy, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And he might have bought the team 30 years ago, which is like, okay, but that's still not that long. I mean, to see how much of a growth monetarily sports has become, it's just crazy to me, man. That's why these guys can get paid, because we're looking at a dude making Scotty Barnes making 200 something million, but the guy writing that check is a billionaire. And
that's what I'm saying. Like the TV deal was so much. It was so much money. The money has to go to the players. And we just look at the value and we just don't get it. But that's just the value of the entertainment aspect of sports entertainment that the NBA is. Yeah, they deserve it. It's just we got to get used to the numbers. The number, like giving a player $100 million used to mean something. Now it doesn't. That's average. Slim says that Josh Giddey shows me they're about to move Lonzo. I wish Lonzo could just play, man. I wish he could just be healthy and be good, but it don't seem like that's going to happen.
No, he had a good year with the Lakers. He was like here and there. He was good. He had a good year with the Pelicans, and then he went to the Bulls. He hasn't done anything with the Bulls. So
right. Any players on this thing right here that you recognize?
I can barely see that. Hold up.
Let me make it bigger.
Make it bigger, yeah. I can't see.
How about that?
Yeah, the 17. Oh, the Lakers got the kid from Tennessee, Dalton Knecht. He's a beast.
Yeah,
I can't believe he fell to 17. That's a good pick for the Lakers. Wow.
Is that the one that this guy? I remember they were like, why he's still on the board?
Yeah, it has to be.
Guard, senior, Tennessee.
He's a bucket. He's big. He's athletic. Yeah, 6'5", 212. He's good. That's a good pickup for them. Wow.
Why you think he stayed off the board for so long?
Oh, that's a little surprising that he didn't go higher than 17. But that's a good pick for Jay. That's a good way to start your career, JJ Redick. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, because all the lights, all the attention is going to be on that team.
Oh, I think we lost Hannibal. Y'all know about this kid from Tennessee? Well, I'll talk till Hannibal comes back. He's a beast, man.
Okay. Yeah. That like I said, I'm not sure how that's gonna go. I don't think it's gonna go very well for the Lakers, but yeah, I mean that if at least you get some decent players. I think I saw that one little thing about that dude that he can help immediately on a playoff team if necessary. So
yeah.
Oh, that's always a good thing.
I mean, best case for the NBA, you want the Lakers to be good. You want the Celtics, the big market teams. You want the Knicks to be good. Philadelphia, and we have most of that. But I think these small market teams like OKC, I think the Spurs in a couple of years are going to be real good, man. I think that guy, I think so. He could do what Tim Duncan did. I really believe so.
Really?
I do. Yeah. I think he's that good. Greg Popovich, I don't know if he'll always be around for it. He's getting old, but I think they can build something over there. OKC as well. So
you just got to get some players that could work with him the way Tim Duncan had Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili and Doris Biao? Doris.
Oh, Boris.
Yeah. Sounds like an old woman.
Boris Diaw.
Come on here, Doris. I mean, and they always had like really good veteran players that fit with the Spurs. So I'm interested. I want to show you this.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Okay, so
that's incredible. Can you even think about that kind of money?
So do you think LeBron James is worth $58 million if to play his last year of basketball? $58 million.
I know you're gonna think I'm gonna say no. Yes. Yeah.
Oh no, I agree. I think he is worth that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's worth it beyond the skills, which he never looks like a bum. Never looks like, he always looks like one of the, and he when the game is important, he shows up as much as he can. He doesn't have the stamina or necessarily long term. He's around our age. You know how we get up in the bed if you slept wrong, feel terrible. Back is all messed up. So, yeah, I agree. He's worth the money, and Hector says he's worth the money.
Yeah,
he sells tickets. He's LeBron James.
You could pay him $100 million, and there'd be enough people be like, you know what? It's still worth it. It's still profitable.
The amount of money that LeBron has brought to NBA is billions of dollars. So he's not even getting all of it. I mean, he's a billionaire now, so he did get his little chunk, probably from endorsements or not. But yeah. I mean, it's interesting though. Jordan playing for the Wizards around that age.
Yeah.
Does he deserve that much money? Towards those last.
Well, I have to say that Jordan, people tend to forget. Jordan was with the Wizards for 2 years, and he wasn't lighting it up like he was in Chicago, right? And the Wizards didn't make the playoffs; like they were a very mediocre team when he was there, right? But when you look at his numbers, they're still pretty good from a scoring, and he would rebound.
Every once in a while he'll hit 40. He'll do that little thing there.
Michael Jordan was not as effective and wasn't as good of a basketball player at 40 as LeBron is. I mean,
I agree. Can't complain about that.
Can't really, and I'm a Jordan fan, right? But you can't, if you just look at the impact of the game and what he was able to do and for how long, and even Jordan's numbers are good, but LeBron's are still better. So in every measure of the game, the last couple of years for LeBron, they're going to be better than the last couple for Jordan for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So you would be giving him $50 million a year?
No,
for the last 2 years of Jordan, if they was able to do it, would you give him $50 million?
What, Michael Jordan back then 50 or Michael Jordan right now 50?
Back, like, let's say for instance these crazy values, right? Or let's say this, if Jordan was in his 39th, 40th year now on the Bulls, he stayed in the Bulls the entire time. He has 2 years. Would you give him this kind of contract?
Yes, 100%. It's Michael Jordan. He's won 6 championships for me. He's going to sell tickets and merchandise and everything else. Absolutely. Yeah. I look at guys like that and like Tom Brady. You could have paid Tom Brady $50 million. Some of these guys are getting it now, but back, right. Yeah. He never had big contracts. He always restructured his deal. But Tom Brady's the guy that you just say, blank check, put a number down. There's a few guys like that.
Very few.
There's a few.
Very few. Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky with the Edmonton Oilers and the Rangers, the Kings. Blank check, right in, Tiger Woods, he's on a team, but like you just open up the bank for guys like that because they transcend sports and they're still gonna make you money even if they don't perform well because of the marketing. So
yeah. If Jeremy Lin was able to stay on the team and make it work, maybe he could have had. First of all, they paid him too much money. That was so annoying.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hector, we gotta schedule a Jeremy Lin live stream where we talk about what went wrong, and then Pedro comes in, calls us, dumbasses, and we don't know anything about basketball. We care about Jeremy Lin.
So you and Hector on either side, put my face in the middle. I'll moderate the craziness you guys would talk about. Anytime.
You're gonna just tell us to both calm down. You don't know what you're talking about. Jeremy Lin sucked. I don't see the trade. I mean, I don't see the pick yet. The Knicks is 25 and 24, but it didn't pop up on my screen yet, so I don't know who the Knicks got.
Let me see.
They probably have to. I'm on NBA.com, so it's probably slower.
Let me see. It's such a weak on every pick. Okay.
Yeah, we got to set it up.
Okay. So right now it looks like I'm trying to see any other names. I know the Walter kid went to Toronto from Baylor. Tristan De Silva.
Pedro. Hector says they drafted a guy named Keyshawn George from Miami University.
I see.
I didn't even know they had a basketball team.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's great.
I don't. Let me look at his. I don't know. He does not look familiar to me. I'm looking at his face right now. 6'7", 209, shooting guard. Why do you need a shooting guard? Horrible pick, New York. You draft him a shooting guard. You've got 5 shooting guards in your team right now. You needed some size.
Can this guy create off the dribble? Can he do anything different?
something. What a horrible pick! I don't know who this dude. What is this?
Oh, I don't know. We don't know any of these people. Who is it? You could just be tall and walk in. And you probably get drafted.
This is
Who are you?
pick.
Like, I'm tall, dude.
I say that be an all-star in 2 years. Watch, he'll be scoring.
Listen, you could be a YouTuber, a tall YouTuber, go and break like that guy did, pretending he was Klay Thompson, and get drafted to a team. And then you're like, yeah, I guess you look tall. You probably playing.
Keyshawn George.
Yeah,
I heard. Let me look at him. What did he do in Miami? Let me see stats.
What's going on with all these French players? Apparently, he went to high school in France, but he's from Switzerland. He's Swiss. What's going on? It's foreign flavor, huh?
Man, I mean, listen, that's what the NBA is right now. Yeah. Your top 10 players, half of them aren't American.
Everything seems to be. You have to do multiple things.
Yes.
Not necessarily. Everyone has to be a Swiss blade knife.
So hold
right?
up. They have back-to-back picks.
Yeah.
24 and 25. What?
Well, they better enjoy them now. The way they gave up everything.
They're gonna pick Bronny at 25. Watch.
That'll be hilarious.
Listen, I'm calling it right now.
That'll be hilarious. There's tampering. If LeBron got his son to be drafted by the Knicks, Hector, there's gonna be an investigation. It's tampering.
It's tampering, just like when Patrick Ewing went to the Knicks. Remember, that was complete. Like the envelope.
Yeah, people thought that was it was a setup. If it was a setup, we would have known about it now. People can't keep their mouth shut. Like everyone keeps saying these conspiracy theories. Something would have came out. Either someone got mad or frustrated, they want to spill their guts. They would have said something.
You're right.
Hector said he'll disown the Knicks if they pick Bronny.
You know what? I think I'm looking at this. There's been some. Let's see, how many centers have been picked? 1, 2, 3, 4. There was a center pick from Baylor right above. I bet the Knicks probably wanted some size, but
they reportedly traded it to Washington, so the Knicks will not keep Keyshawn George.
Then there you go. So I didn't think that was a horrible. I thought it was a horrible pick. It makes sense that they're going to trade him because they already have a guy that's similar. They got five 2s and 3s on the team. So
yeah, they moved on. But let me see what they think Keyshawn George will be, if they kept him. But yeah, like I said, they're guard heavy, and that, like, what's the point, right? He's an interesting looking fellow. 20 years old. So basically, is it me or everyone's getting picked off of potential? Let's get as young guys, and maybe one of these young 19, 20-year-olds will get it and transform their game to the next level. So I guess everyone's going on potential now.
Or because there wasn't a guy that you said, boom, I really want him. I need him. He's a one picker. There wasn't a couple of guys that were like, yeah, we got to have him on a team like this. You know, every year is usually there's like 1 or 2, but this year didn't have that. I do like the kid, the Klingon guy, the center from UConn. He went to Portland. I think that's a good pick. Yeah. The Rob Dillingham kid is going to go to Memphis. He was a guard from Kentucky. He was coming off the bench. He was a freshman, so he only played 1 year. It's really exciting, very small. John Morant comparison, kind of like a small dude, electric, fast, can jump, can shoot. He's undersized, but he's kind of exciting to watch. So there's a few guys that could do some things, but definitely potential draft, like you said.
Yeah, it's they rolling the dice, saying okay, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Knicks could be trading up for a trade. Keep that in mind. I wouldn't mind getting, trying to find something for Randall. Randall's a very solid player, but they're gonna have to get somebody with, again. It can't just be the only person on the floor. Can they create one guy? It has to be another guy. So you may need to keep Randall, because Randall on a good day can create and score on his own. But everyone else is just standing there waiting for the ball to be passed. Who's going to pass the ball, right? You got the defense. You got 3-point over there. Dante over there. Then you got Mikal and you got Hart.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna trade or whatever with Randall, you got to get some bench help. Mm-hmm. If you don't, and it's not, you don't feel like you're getting value, then you're not going to have a deep bench. But you're going to have 6 guys. You'll have 7 guys that can give you good minutes on the Knicks. You're not going to be deep, but you got 7 dudes, if you include Randall, that could really play. And that, some teams have won championships with 7 good guys like that. So
yeah,
it might be the way to go. So
yeah, Hector says they're going to trade Mitchell Robinson to sign Isaiah Harvard. I like him more than Richard. Mitchell he can't stay healthy. The man can't stay healthy.
More reliable. If I had to choose between the two,
right? Yeah. You like Mitchell Robinson? That like we were talking about earlier. The standard center. They're not around.
The Knicks Pacome Dadia, shooting guard from France.
All right. Okay, so what's happening here is we all think they're gonna go find the next Wemby. Like, right? Is this a result of Wemby is pretty good? So let's go get some of these French dudes.
It could be. I think so many people in the last 2 years were watching Victor Wembanyama. In the leagues he was playing, France. So then when you have scouts going to watch one guy from France, you're going to see others. So I think the reason we're seeing a lot of Frenchmen picked up is because eyes were on these guys, and they didn't even know about them last year, but now they know about them. So, it's like, okay, the college teams aren't producing French guys. There's some French guys over here. I see them.
You're 100% right. Like you said, if the college game was lacking, they're going to go across the pond and find some foreign people. And I think, Bobby Slim said, this is the worst draft class I've ever seen.
Bro.
The highlights don't even do no justice. They all look slow.
I mean.
Oh, yeah. Frank was the guy. He never panned out. They tried it. And that was a Phil Jackson pick, right?
Yeah.
Phil Jackson stayed on looking overseas. I mean, he drafted Chris Snaps for Zingis.
Yeah.
Which was okay, but yeah, he didn't like the college game. It looks like. Let me see a picture of the guy.
I mean, but you know what's funny about we're bagging on the Knicks picking these 2 picks, but we don't even know. I mean, they could have picked somebody that any name that they would have picked at this point at 24 and 25. We're not going to really know who they are.
Correct.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, we're just kind of goofing off a little bit, right? Like, he looks like a child.
Dude, all these guys got the hairstyles all the same on all these dudes. What's going on?
Yeah, it's like he looks like he's biracial. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, isn't? I feel like all the French dudes look biracial.
Because it's a big melting pot. A lot of people come from Africa. They come all types of all places over there, and they have sex. How you pronounce this name? Pascome Dennett?
Like, what's that little shit over the O? What's that mean? You pronounce that or not? The Pacome?
Maybe that sounds Spanishy, but he's French, man.
Pacome?
So he moved to Germany, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. 6 points, 6.4 points, 1 point. So he is just a child. He's still growing into his body.
6'8", 217. That's big. That's a big dude.
Yeah. So he's 6'8" now. He probably can get taller than that.
Yeah.
So this is just him again, just potential.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at it. I'll look at some of his little highlights here. See what it looks like. But yeah, I don't know. I think I gotta say this overall, the Knicks, I think they did a really good thing by getting Bridges and fuck the picks. I think this is good. They gotta compete right now. Celtics are still a young team. Knicks are young, so it could be a good little back and forth. I think this is good for the Knicks. That's how I look.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ballsy move. I think they saw how, like you said, the landscape of the NBA, how far they were able to go, what they needed, what lacked, and they were eyeing Mikal for a minute. And Sean Marks was like, "Well, if you give me the house, I'll give you Mikal." And he's like, "All right." So but this draft is pretty bad. So hopefully next year. But you said next year's draft is going to be pretty bad too. Or don't see anything.
There's a few names, but yeah, I don't. The only one, I mean, you got Caleb Love. He's from St. Louis, actually. He's at Arizona for his last year. There's a couple guys that are going to be seniors that'll be decent, and I'm sure there's going to be an international player that'll pop up. But at the end of the day, the NBA, you got to win now. And you do have older superstars, the LeBrons, the Currys, the Durants, a few others that are going to be exiting. That these guys were in the mix every year in the playoffs, winning chips. So now you got this young generation coming up. So the drafting and everything's going to be interesting. But the Knicks made some good moves, man. it hurts me to say it as a Bulls fan, but the Knicks are they should be better next year than they were this year. And this year they were a couple games away from the Eastern Conference Finals, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I guess you guys keep us updated if anything is interesting with the draft right now. Yeah. I want to talk before we end. I want to talk a little hip hop real quick, guys. So
do it.
I got wind of this list a day or two ago. And we know we like to look at lists and get really angry. This may be similar. So Forbes.com put their list of the top 50 rappers of all time. Forbes. What? You know, about business, making money.
Why is Forbes talking about rap? Okay.
They got nothing else going on, man. Yeah. We expect they're bored. I don't know. They have different divisions. I'm sure this is probably the entertainment division. Oh, yeah, literally, yeah, entertainment. Oh, okay. Best rappers of all time, and they have a little list. So we're gonna go with we'll start with 15.
Okay.
We'll start with 15. Then we'll go around. We'll go all 50 if you want. But so guess who you think is 15 on this list?
Man or woman?
Man.
The way you're setting it up, I feel like it's gonna be. Well, I don't even know. It could go either way. I'll take a stab at it just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
They got Andre 3000 at 15.
No. I'll show you who they have instead, though. Let me present that to you.
Marty says that list is trash, so he must have seen it already.
Yeah.
Slim Pippen says Little B.
ASAP Rocky.
Excuse me?
ASAP Rocky.
What did you say?
I said ASAP Rocky. He impregnated Rihanna multiple times.
I know who he is. Hannibal's trying to get me triggered tonight.
I know, like 15. Actually, let me try to make it a little bigger. 15.
Hold on, stop. Because I need to make sure I'm hearing this clearly. This was a list of best hip hop artists or best rappers. It wasn't like best like fashion icon or like
top 50, the 50 top rappers of all time.
Of all time.
Where's
ASAP Rocky from?
Jersey.
Is this 15? Is this 15?
Yo, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. ASAP Rocky may not even reach top 10 of Jersey rappers of all time.
That's what's happening.
I mean, Redman is from Jersey. And Redman's better than him.
Yeah. 15.
So let's get more upset. So let's keep going. We'll go do 14.
Give me 16.
Chuck D. Who you want to do 20 or you want to do 15?
I want to go to 20. I want to see
20.
The five that they think are worse than ASAP.
You already saw some of it, but it's going to get you mad. So 20 is Common.
What? Okay, he's better than ASAP, but all right. 19.
Ghostface Killer. And I like Ghostface Killer. He wouldn't be in my top 20.
What are we talking about? ASAP?
I don't know, man.
Okay, all right.
Snoop Dogg is too high. He's not 18.
What do you mean?
He's further down. He's way down. Way down.
Like should be like 30 or 40? Or
maybe
top 10.
No. Well, yeah, like
because I think he's overrated.
Yeah, he's 50-ish. Snoop Dogg had a great first album. He knows he could throw a hook.
He's a legend.
He left a more complicated around. He didn't have a complicated rap style. He was harder when he was younger. But obviously, he's a businessman. Like he's a brand upon himself. He smokes weed. He's chill.
He's better than ASAP.
Curse your ass up every once in a while, but he's
a better artist than ASAP Rocky. So
yes,
to have ASAP.
I like it. And listen. I like him. He's not 15 at all. Like it's not like he's garbage.
But he's not 15.
Tyler the Creator is 17. It's gonna be hard for people to agree with that one.
I know people love
the boy can rhyme.
Yeah,
he can rhyme.
I never got into him. So
he's like an alternative rap. He sings sometimes. He wears a weird wig. But the guy he put bars together. But 17, no.
Yeah.
Lil Kim is 16. Didn't Big write the rhymes? So right?
Yeah.
Her biggest hits, Big wrote them, or one of the writers wrote them.
Man, who are these? You know what? I feel like
Yo, shout out to Sexual Seduction. I love that song from Snoop. I thought it was a bit. It was like a joke, but I like that song. Anyway,
I feel like everybody on this list so far is just a big, like they're like a well-known rapper, and I feel like
maybe more about Forbes making money, perhaps.
Yeah, they're just going for the like.
But Lil Kim, like, if she did write the rhymes, then, but it wouldn't be near 16 anyway.
No.
She had 3 consecutive platinum albums, first woman rapper to do so. Yeah, she was on. Well, yeah, she did have a successful album after he passed. I'll say that.
They're gonna sell everybody under Bad Boy sold for like a 6-year span. Everybody went platinum on Bad Boy for like 6 years running. G-Dep platinum, so that doesn't mean anything.
G-Dep, shout out to G-Dep.
What are we talking about here? Yeah, it's Bad Boy.
And then you got ASAP Rocky at 15. So ASAP Rocky is better than Common, better than Tyler the Creator, which he's not. He's better than Snoop Dogg, which he's not. He's not better than Ghostface. Yeah, he's better than Ghostface. And then it's not even. All right, so let's go to 14. Chuck D.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not arguing with that. I like. He's more of a preacher than a rapper. He's like a poet, like the way he spit it. Yeah.
It's an appropriate spot. I'm fine with it.
Missy Elliott at 13. Now,
Missy's
this is high though. If you put her top 20, I wouldn't argue with you. 13 is a bit high in my opinion.
Fair. Okay.
Now I love Missy Elliott.
Now Missy did a lot. Trendsetter.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Big is 12.
Bro, it ain't real. You put this shit together.
I didn't do that.
This is
he's
real.
12.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah, it's a weird. I remember 1 and 2. I don't remember the rest of the list, but 12. Maybe they're like these. There's a one guy that I used to watch. I don't watch him anymore. He would blame the millennials and he'll blame Gen Z. Maybe they made this list.
Let me tell you something. The people that made this list, no shade to anybody watching. The people that made this list are like some 20-year-old dudes that went to like Cornell. Right? I mean, that's
They're aged out. They were not alive when he was on.
Yeah.
And they're not listening to the albums too. Because if you listen to the albums, he out raps people now. 30 years later, 40 years later. Put on any of the songs, he's destroying you. So I don't get it.
I'm committed. I need to see the rest of the 11. Come on, let's go.
All right, let's go. 11. Andre 3000. Andre is probably in my top 10.
Yeah.
He's in my top 10.
Yeah, I think
11 is fine.
11's fine. I'm like, that's good.
You would have to know what's going on. These young cats don't know. So this person maybe is using ChatGPT to he was good. Like, I'll put him on, I guess. If they say.
Plus, I think some people would have. Well, a lot of people would probably have Biggie and even Andre, maybe even the top 5, right? And neither one of these guys are in the top 10, which makes this list very interesting to see what the next people are going to be.
Yeah, hopefully I don't get you more upset, but probably. Let's see.
Bro,
Eminem is 10.
No, what?
So Eminem is 10, which I'm sure a white person may have wrote this. You're surprised they didn't put him in 5.
Eminem is better than 10. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, you're not.
Yeah, okay.
Some people don't like him for reasons like, we don't bump him in the club or we don't bump him on the street. And culturally, people who look like him love him. Obviously, he talked to them. I think he talked to everybody. There's things he was going through.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. No, he's higher than that.
Yes.
He's not just the greatest white rapper. He's one of the greatest rappers. I think.
Correct.
That's 10 is a little low. I agree.
A little bit. Nas
is 9. So I know you're very upset right now.
Listen, bro.
So everyone else is going to be better than Nas, Big, Eminem.
I'm just curious to see who the top 3 are at this point. This is interesting because there's going to be somebody in that top 3 that's going to make me throw my phone against the
throw your phone.
Let's continue.
All right, let's go. Nicki at 8.
Who?
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki
at 8. Too high.
Bro, I love you. You're giving me some good time tonight because this shit is this is so
maybe this is based on money made. I don't even know, but
listen, it has to. Well, in my
first of all, there's I don't know if he writes her lyrics too. The same thing. I don't know if Nicki writes all her stuff.
I asked you what the criteria was. You said 50 best.
It says top. It says top. I'm not even joking. It says top 50 rappers. But they don't say
on earnings.
No, I mean I can look at it one more time. Let me see. I'm running out of free articles apparently. No, it's right. Nothing of based on money.
So
you're saying hip. You're talking about hip hop is. It says this list compiles the top 50 rappers of all time. Keep scrolling to reveal their rankings and read a bit about the artists.
So somebody at Forbes said, "Fuck Biggie. Let's put Nicki Minaj over Biggie Smalls and Nas and Eminem." Bro, they're trolling us right now. They have to be. That's ludicrous, man.
Hector says, "Was this list made by a Craigslist scammer?" All right, let's go to 7. Let's go. Kanye West is 7. This list is weird.
It's weird. I don't have a problem with 7 though. I don't have a problem with him at 7.
The problem is, if you said artists, I know he raps, but he gets a lot of help with the writing. Like a lot of good writers, Consequence, Talib Kweli, like a lot of people helped him with these lyrics. Is he writing them himself, or does it matter?
It's a good point. It's a good point. Plus, a lot of how I look at Kanye is obviously from a producing standpoint.
Yeah, exactly.
But listen, at the end of the day, I got Ye in my top 10, so that's why if it's 7, it's like whatever. So it's
okay.
I'm okay.
Okay. 6, Drake. So Drake is better than Eminem. He's better than Nas. He's better than Notorious B.I.G. Vaughn Aubrey, Drake Graham, the Canadian artist.
Got no comment.
Moved up. He helped the Raptors win a championship. He has more hits than MJ, I think. Now
a lot of young dudes on this list too, right? I don't see. I know I'm saying like
Chuck D was up there. He was 15, 14. Yeah. We'll move on. I know you love Drake, but you don't want to see him right now. Tupac is 5.
That's blasphemy, man. That's horrible.
I remember having Tupac in my top 3, and it kind of slided a little bit because obviously the man passed.
Yeah.
And there's rappers who just even more technical rhymes, but when you really sit back and listen to a lot of his stuff, he was damn good. If you walk again, if someone said Tupac is my favorite, he's the greatest, I can't argue.
I mean, he was making uplifting rap and for the women.
He could do whatever he wanted, however he wanted to do it. He'd be extremely aggressive. He had hits on the radio, deeper stuff. He had it all. Like he was able to do anything.
He had careers pre getting shot and then death row. You know, he had 2 careers and they were both very, very good. So, what is he at 5?
He has 5.
I don't hate it, but I don't like it. But it's okay. You know, that can go either way.
Let's go to 4. J. Cole is 4. So, like you were saying, maybe a very young list. And first of all, J. Cole's not young. I mean, kind of. He's what, late 30s?
Yeah.
I love J. Cole. He used to have a long career, even though he's been there for a minute. He has a long career to get himself maybe in this contention.
He's not 4.
He's not 4 right now.
4 right now.
And remember, we clowned him for not fighting back with Kendrick, but now we look like that probably was a good idea because they were going super personal with each other.
Yeah.
So I give him a slide on that one. But this next album he puts out better.
I think
destroy.
It should. So hold up, don't go. We're in our top 3, right?
Yeah, top 3 right now.
So I guarantee Jay-Z is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's gonna have to be an older guy. They might even have a Rakim in there. They might have an Ice Cube in there. I don't know, but Jay-Z's going to be top 3.
You're missing one more. Pretty obvious one.
I'm missing an obvious one. But I know I probably am. Who's the obvious one I'm missing?
We can keep going if you want.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
We'll keep going. So 3 is Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Now, maybe y'all in the chat gonna scoff at this one because you guys are smart. He's around top. He's top 5.
I don't have a problem with Lil Wayne at 3. He's not in my top 3, but I'm not going to be upset like I am with these other picks.
Right.
This to me is like,
oh, Giggity called it. Lil Wayne.
It's okay.
Lil Wayne been rapping since he was like 10. Yeah. The man's 40 years old.
Yeah, he's got.
There's not a.
Yeah.
You put him in a feature. He may be better than the rest of the people in the song.
Yes. I'm not mad at him at being at 3, but he's not 9 spots better than Biggie or whatever.
True. So I agree with that. So would he go slide down to around top 10?
Sure.
For me, yeah, and I have no problem with it. The dude can rap. I mean, when and I guess I won't say this person's name yet because we'll scroll down. I think I remember who's 2. Yeah, Kendrick. Kendrick says, I think he says Lil Wayne is like one of his greatest rappers. Like that's how good Lil Wayne is.
Yeah.
And Kendrick's to me, getting to another level. He's number 2. I still think he's not there yet.
I love Kendrick Lamar.
He's like I said, this is lyrical savant. Yes, that's accurate.
Yes.
The description. He's a savant. Is he top 2?
2. I did not expect that at 2. I did not. I don't even know who number 1 is now. Maybe I named him, but
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan, but I don't have. He's not 2 on my list at least.
So this list is weird, and maybe it's possible that this guy invested in the company Forbes because Jay-Z. So they went super young with everybody else.
Not surprised.
And then they put Jay-Z why? Because he did a couple of features on Forbes magazine.
He is not number 1. He is not 1. But this is a business.
And he's pretty good.
He's good. He ain't 1.
He's been doing it for a very long time.
He ain't 1 though. He ain't 1.
He can out rap your favorite rappers.
I mean,
Jay-Z. Come on.
Let me listen. I knew he's top 3. I didn't know where he'd be, but Jay-Z at any point in time, when you look at a year by year of his career, he was never the hottest guy for 1 year running. He was very consistent.
I would say it was definitely a big hole missing when Big died, and Jay-Z came on and kind of took the New York, that Brooklyn mantle. Now, I understand that people don't feel the same way I feel about Jay-Z if you're not from Brooklyn, you're not from New York City. I realize that because I know Jay-Z, he had some, obviously, guy has many Grammy nominations. He sold a lot of records. So clearly people cared. But other people, I'm sure down south may not feel the same way about Jay-Z compared to me or someone West Coast, compared to someone as a more transcendent like a Tupac or even a Notorious. I think Notorious is better than Jay-Z. So I think, like I said, consistency. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I never really heard like this. I've seen some not so great albums, but even his not so great album is better than most people albums. So this is me. Yeah.
Where do they have Nas? Well, they had Biggie at 12. They had Nas at was it 11?
8 or something like that. 8, 9, 8.
8 was it?
Yeah, I'll scroll back up. We'll go to the other ones if you want. But let me see. I think let me check. They had Nas at 9.
At 9, right? So let me tell you this. Right? I mean,
they should be closer. He should be up there too.
There's not 8 spot difference between Jay-Z and Nas.
No, I agree.
That's a bad list.
So the list is bad. It's a bad list, but it's good to talk about certain our perspectives of where they go. Let me look at more past 21 real quick. So Rakim is 21.
That's crazy.
It's a bad list. It's a bad list.
Bad list. If you got Rakim at 21, it's a bad list. I mean,
the people on the list will look at that list and say, I shouldn't be there. Why Rakim is 21?
I mean, hold up. Who was it? So they have Nicki Minaj, 16 spots greater than Rakim or something. It's crazy. Man.
I mean, only in terms of sexiness, that would make sense. Other than that, you're talking about rapping.
Listen,
Rakim should be up there.
Good looking woman, but she ain't Rakim, bro.
No. And then they got Big Daddy Kane at 22. DMX 23.
I love DMX. Fuck, 23.
If the list made sense and it was actually done properly, someone said 23, you wouldn't. I don't think you'd lose your mind off it.
Yes, I think that's a very fair thing to say. I think that's very fair to say. Listen, where's my man Big Pun at?
Well, we keep going. 24 for 50 Cent. I don't really put him as my top rappers. The dude stopped doing it because he wanted to be, in film and TV. At one point, he was the hottest thing on the Get Rich or Die Trying. And then he kind of like, the rap thing is okay, but I can make more money being a business. And he kind of went to business, and that was it. So that's kind of high. His potential was up there with the rest of them.
A good point, because Get Rich or Die Trying is one of the best solo albums ever made. Right? Agree? I mean, in any genre. Almost.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Phenomenal. But I don't mind that spot for him. I think he didn't live up to the potential, like you said.
Correct. This is a bad list. So Ice Cube is 25. He should not be this low.
That's crazy.
Or high, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he should be at a higher.
I want you to see this comment from our man Giggity. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because if she's in the top 50.
No, I hope she's not. I don't think she's not there. MF Doom 26. If the list was correct, I would not mind this. He may creep my top 20, but 26 is fine.
Yeah.
Juice WRLD 27.
No.
The man died early, unfortunately.
But
the guy's extremely talented.
Yeah.
21 years old. No, he's not 27.
No.
There's other, he could have been. I mean, the guy had a career that spanned, half, maybe 2 decades, maybe, but he died too soon. Lauryn Hill 28. To me, Lauryn Hill's a better rapper than Missy, or definitely Lil' Kim. Yeah, Nicki. Yeah.
I mean, Nicki's very talented. I don't want to
right.
He's very talented lyrically, but Lauryn Hill, she's the 4th best. I mean, come on, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, she should have been higher. Dr. Dre. See, this list is weird, man.
Yeah, he shouldn't be on.
Who's writing? Yeah, if he's writing the raps,
I don't know. He might even. He's not even in my top 50 as a rapper. What are we talking about?
I don't understand. I mean, I love Still Dre. Jay-Z wrote the song.
Yeah, but you got to have more than a couple songs. I mean, you know what I mean? Like he's a producer.
I love Dr. Dre. I just don't understand. Queen Latifah 30. I'll be honest. It's been a minute since I listened to a Queen Latifah song.
I got no feelings either way about that.
I mean, I remember. Yeah, Unity. Fantastic. I think I remember Ladies First. I don't remember Just Another Day. If I started to play it, maybe. But yeah, Unity is great. I love that song. 30. Most Def 31. Compared to what we saw, he should be higher. He should be higher up though.
Is really low on the list,
Yeah.
Okay.
Busta Rhymes 32.
Okay.
I've got him closer to at least mid-20s.
They're not even gonna have Big Pun.
All right, so this is a bad list.
Who is that?
Future is not.
Who is that?
Future should not be 33.
Oh Lord,
I love Future. Half the time I don't understand what he's saying.
Yeah,
it's like having Young Thug on a list. Like
he just talks about Molly's and Percocets. That's all he does.
He's a cool ass dude, but yeah, I don't put it there. So this is an interesting one. I don't know if you listen to a lot of Childish Gambino rap albums. Have you?
I have not. I've heard a few songs, and I've seen him. I know him more as an actor than I do a rapper.
Correct. There's one album called Camp. I think if you have a chance to listen to it, you tell me what your thoughts about the album.
He sings. He sings and shit too, right? Like
he sings, but now he's full singing, which I'm not a big fan of. He's more popular singing. I like the rapping.
He's got an album coming out in a couple of weeks.
Actually, it came out already. Yeah,
I thought it was July 2nd or something.
I'll listen to it. He's probably singing. He's a singing boy now.
He's like one of those guys that's like too smart for his own good.
He's funny. He can act. He can rap. He can sing. So he's too much going on in his brain. So the last rapping album he had was Because of the Internet. It's pretty good. He got a couple of good songs. Got Chance the Rapper on there, and I think his debut was 2011 with Camp. Yeah. The dude can spit rhymes.
Oh,
he's not 31. He's not. I don't know if he's 34, but he's a good rapper. I think this, like you said, more of him being a large appealed person that has so many different skill sets, and I'm sure this person loved watching the show Atlanta. They had to put him on a list.
Yeah.
LL Cool J is better. So Childish Gambino is better than LL Cool J?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Damn. All right, let's just keep it going. I know you got, MC Light is 36.
Fine.
They kind of just throwing. I feel like just throwing names out there. Okay. I barely remember this.
Can't see. Hold on, let me see.
Rock Marciano?
I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm sorry.
So they try to hit us with an obscure rapper that only your big underground rap fans may know. I never remember a group called the UN. I probably should. It's embarrassing. You know what? How dare they? We're gonna keep moving.
I don't know. I've never heard of that guy before.
E40 is 38.
Fine.
Method Man is 39.
Okay.
Who? Bad Bunny is 4. Okay, so I'm not going to rest. All right, so we're done right now. We're done.
Hold on, stop.
I'm not even kidding.
Where's Big Pun? Is Big Pun not on this list?
Bad Bunny is better than Big Pun according to the list, and I don't want to keep going through the list anymore.
I just need to know if Big Pun's on the list.
All right, well, he's not. Bad Bunny's rapping. He's the 40th best rapper of all time.
He's not the 100th best rapper.
He raps? I didn't even know he rapped. He raps?
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican, but he does his thing. He's fine. But he's not. Where's Big Pun?
He's a super successful artist. He's famous. He's more famous than anyone. Like, he's extremely famous. The guy he's wrestling. Yeah. I didn't know he was a rapper, and I didn't know he was the 4th. So basically, they're saying that Lupe Fiasco, right? Wow. Bad Bunny is better than Lupe Fiasco.
That's
Prodigy is 42.
Horrible.
Melly Mel, I know you're a big fan of his diss rec.
He made one good song, and he just made his whole career off one song, which was a legend.
You can't be disrespectful, man. You can't be this. He made the message.
That's it. Okay?
Don't go in the Bronx talking about this guy as a one-hit wonder. All right, I want you to come out fine. All right. Takeoff is 44.
Oh my God! If Big Pun's not on this list,
MIA is 45.
Oh Lord.
Pusha T is 46.
Big Pun.
Okay, I hope Big Pun is on this list.
Bro,
this is bad.
This is bad.
Chief Keef, okay.
Big Pun is
Cardi B is 48. So let's guess. I don't think he's on the list.
I don't think he's on the list. This is bad. It's really bad.
Young Thug is 49.
Oh.
I was joking.
Oh.
I did not know he was going to be on the list.
But we didn't we miss like a row of 10 somewhere?
I don't think so. They got Talib Kweli at 50. Big Pun is not on his list.
Big Pun is not.
I could do a word search. Let me see if I can find
that.
You can't find it.
Big Pun 51 says giggity.
That's not even funny. Yeah, Big Pun is not on his list,
bro. Okay, let me ask you this, because maybe I'm just biased here. Does Big Pun deserve to be in the top 50?
Absolutely.
Okay,
this is a bad. They have Young Thug in there. Why Young Thug is on there? He shouldn't be on the list. I'm sorry, MC Light. I'm sorry, E40, and they're legends. But if you have to move the Bad Bunny, you have to move all these, other rappers. Yeah, for Big Pun, absolutely.
That's crazy, man. Wow. What
it's a bad list. This is one of the actually, to be honest, this is probably the worst list that we've seen.
Well, I think we looked at the Rolling Stone and another one. I think that this list we just looked at definitely was worse than that.
It looked like that was a purpose troll job. You thought I made it because how bad the list was. Like,
I'm looking like, did you put this together to troll us tonight? It's crazy, man.
No, that was awful. Sorry guys. I didn't know it was gonna be that bad. I looked at the few names. I'm like, this is awful. I think Paige will be interested. So I would look at the rest of the draft before we head out. Before I go and check it, I don't know if it's still going on. Oh no, it's like it's done. At the next tomorrow's second round. So real quick, do you think Bronny gets drafted in the second round?
Yes, at 100% I do.
Okay.
I think he gets drafted.
Maybe he was smart to go in this draft. It is weak.
Yeah.
Get in here. You get a team. You get on a squad.
I think he gets drafted. He might be in the G League. Any team can draft you. You don't have to make the opening day roster. You can go to the G League. I'm pretty sure you can. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think he gets drafted.
Yeah.
I think second.
The Lakers have, you said, the 55th pick. It comes from the Clippers.
Yeah.
So if they want to be goofy. Now, I know Pedro, Hector was going to disown the Knicks. The Knicks have 38th pick to pick Bronny.
They ain't taking Bronny. They need size. They ain't taking Bronny. Listen, it would be interesting if the Lakers would have picked Bronny. They would get so much shit, but they would just get so it'd be a PR dream, right?
I think if they picked him, it would be some, at least for me, concerns are they trying to just sell tickets and get attention or actually win? Because that's a lot of distractions. Now every game, what happened if LeBron looks at Bronny in a weird way, or there's an issue on the court? Like a lot of remember we sitting there analyzing Caitlin Clark and what she's doing, and she imagine that times a million of whatever interactions between JJ Redick and Bronny, even though Bronny, like I said, he may not even play. Let
me ask you a question. How many Lakers games did you watch last year? Any?
Handful.
Okay.
Handful. They come on late.
Yeah. Right. So would you watch more or less games if Bronny was playing with?
Obviously more. I want to see what the fuck's going on. I mean, there's a lot of it definitely makes sense to want to sell, but the Lakers got it already.
Yeah.
They still get tons of games. They're gonna get the nationwide games. People care. They still want to watch LeBron and AD. I think it would be a good idea if Bronny went to somewhere else. Maybe somewhere with less expectations.
Do you think he gets drafted, or do you think he doesn't get drafted?
No.
You say no. I say yes.
I'm going by the experts that have been talking about it. Said this guy. Not saying he's bad. It's like there's not a room. If he was taller, that's the thing. Height, man, sucks because you can't. I mean, I guess you can take one of those weird operations to strengthen your legs, but you need natural height. And the reason why people think Bryce is better, he's taller.
Yeah.
And he actually looks like he has a better shot. Like the shot seems to go a little quicker and faster. At least what the videos I've seen. Again, I'm not breaking it down, but
good point. But I think you can point to this year's draft or a lot of others, and there are guys that will get drafted based on athletic ability and height, right? But there are many other guys that are short, and if you're skilled and you can score,
right,
then the height is irrelevant. But what Bronny has working against him is he's not going to go out there and drop 20 points.
No,
and he's not big, right? So if he was bigger, like his brother, what's his brother's name again?
Bryce.
Then he's probably could be a first round pick if he just off size.
If he had 3 more inches,
I think
he would. No one would complain, and you'd be like, okay, the potential's there. The guy, that's it. It's not his commitment or his desire that all those things to be pretty high. He wants to play basketball. He loves basketball, but like you said, sometimes it's just you get what you get, or you get what you have, and you have to kind of work with it. So I'm excited. I want the guy to do well. I want him to play. I want him to prove everyone wrong, because it's getting a little like there's no balance. It went from this guy shouldn't have even declared to he's god awful and nepotism. Like you don't know how business works. You don't know how the business world works. You know how certain industries work, how certain families follow certain jobs, and if one guy's great, you're gonna assume your kid is great. It may be wrong, but it's weird how people don't understand when you get on, you're gonna put on your kids because that's your kids. You hope that you're making the best decision for the child. You're not just pushing them where they're not skilled at all. But they're weird. Like as we all pretend that if we all have children, we would put our children to at least own the business after we left. I mean, like it's kind of weird. I know it's a different dynamic because you playing in a league, you're not owning a business, but you want the best for your kid, even if you're a little wrong or a little too overly confident. But as a parent,
I think he's going to make a team. I think he's going to get drafted, and we'll see what happens after that. I think there's these leagues. I think the teams hold 12 guys, so he gonna ride the bench. He ain't gonna play much. Right. At least now he's not gonna play much until he can get that skills a little bit better, possibly. But I think he's gonna get drafted. We'll see. We'll talk about it Monday, and we'll see what happens.
We'll see what's going on. Nova Hustles. He's shout out to him. He said, "I'm watching for JJ Redick." We'll come back on Monday. We'll see if there's anything crazy. I'm sure the trades will be flying around. And also Nova tell us about your Washington team. Hopefully they got some stuff going. I didn't see anything crazy for Detroit. I don't know if they picked anything to transform their whole season. Probably didn't, because again, this draft is the worst to me because I don't know anybody, and I've never seen that.
Yeah,
anyone. That's bad, right?
It is, but maybe one of these guys becomes a superstar. Who knows? But I don't see it this year. But
you never know, right?
Never know. You never know.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Appreciate you hanging out a little later than usual, looking at some of the stuff, laughing at about our teams and how much they suck. Hector, we see it next year, NBA championship, Knicks. I hope you come to the Garden. Come to New York, man. Paige, you can come too if you want. I mean, you like have nothing going on.
Thanks for the invite.
The Bulls are the Bulls. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you guys on Monday. Peace. The Bulls are done.